This is Frequently Asked Questions about Natural Migraine Relief for Women. Episode 13, How Assisting Brain Repair Can Limit the Recurrent Cycle of Damage in Migraine. Hello, Jeff Baker here again as your physician host for Frequently Asked Questions about Natural Migraine Relief for Women. Today I'd like to address how part of the challenge of migraine is not just the why did it happen to me question, but also the how does one migraine lead to another process that perpetuates phases of intermittent or chronic migraines. A key part of breaking these cycles is understanding how the brain heals itself after insults like a migraine headache and how deficits of key nutrients can inhibit the brain repair process going forward. This post-insult DNA repair process is a factor in every disease that involves acute or ongoing injury, and even more so with migraine headaches. Repairing the inflammatory damage of any cell requires DNA reprogramming. Part of this repair process involves the tagging of DNA with methyl groups. Sometimes the methyl tagging repair required can be the limiting factor in recovery. Optimizing methylated B vitamins like B12 can promote cell healing and DNA reprogramming after stress-related damage. Now, if you have low B12, especially in its methylated state, you may not only be more prone to a chronic disorder like a migraine, but also less able to recover after each headache. This vicious cycle can contribute to chronically repetitive migraines. For migraines, having sufficient B12, especially in its methylated form, can be a key to reducing migraine intensity and frequency. Vitamin B12 is found almost exclusively in animal foods such as beef, liver, lamb, venison, salmon, shrimp, scallops, poultry, eggs, and dairy products. The few plant products that are sources of B12 are B12 analogs that can block the uptake of true B12. You are most likely not able to rely solely on vegan sources for your B12 needs. If you rarely eat the foods I've listed above, consider using nutritional yeast. It's high in B12 and has a cheesy flavor that can work well on a number of dishes. It can be a useful source of B12 for vegetarians and vegans. One 16-gram serving, just over 2 tablespoons, provides 24 micrograms of natural vitamin B12. Testing and treating for low B12. If you have a B12 blood test, make sure that you don't accept low normal values as being sufficient. Typically, 150 to 950 picograms per ml is said to be the normal range for serum B12. If you have migraines, I would advise that you consider supplementing B12 if you're not at least in the top half of this range. The other factor is getting your B12 methylated, that is, in the ready state to do its repair work. About a third of us here in the United States carry a genetic deficit in the ability to fully methylate key B vitamins, B12, but also including folate and B6. You can learn about this through genetic testing, but a more useful test is that for your homocysteine level, which any lab can do. You need methylated B vitamins to clear up this protein metabolite, and if the homocysteine level is elevated, that's a good sign that you have an undermethylation problem. Ideally, a homocysteine level should be under 10, and anything over 15 is truly suspect for a serious genetic undermethylation situation. Besides being a marker for undermethylation, homocysteine itself can be a potent pro-oxidizing factor that worsens inflammation in general, especially in blood vessels and the brain. To remediate methylation deficits and to reduce homocysteine levels, you should take a combination of premethylated Bs, including methyl B12, methylfolate, and the methylated version of B6 known as pyridoxal 5-phosphate. I found that a useful version for this would be Life Extension's homocysteine resist product, which is easy to find online at about $9 a month. And there are several other versions of methylated Bs out there on the market. So what are the action items for those with migraines, especially chronic migraines? First, have your B12 level checked and make sure you're at least in the top half of the normal range, and choose foods that have good B12 content like the ones I've listed above. Number two, have your homocysteine level checked to verify that you have adequate methylation capacity to optimize ongoing brain repair. A level less than 8 to 10 is optimal. If it's above 10 to 12, consider taking the methylated forms of the three B vitamins, which is methyl B12, methylfolate, and pyridoxal 5-phosphate. For students in my Natural Migraine Relief course, review Lesson 7 and the associated migraine action plan for all the details on methylation and migraines, including both diagnosis and treatment. If you would like more information on how you can find and personally triage a comprehensive range of the best non-drug therapy for your migraines, see my past and ongoing articles on this YouTube channel and in my free Substack blog at naturalmigrainerelief.substack.com. You can also check out the Natural Migraine Relief course and its contents at naturalmigrainerelief.online. Remember to subscribe below to get regular postings on frequently asked questions about natural migraine relief for women. And I'll be back next week with more FAQs aimed at finding and managing your migraine root cause factors.